So I always tell guys, BJJ after 40 starts before 40. Like you set the tone at like 30, 33, that's where you start creating that path for yourself. It's not like you don't want to do it like I did, which was like wake up one day when I'm like 42 and go, holy shit, man, like I'm not in good shape right now. I'm still trying to do jujitsu, but I'm not in good shape. I'm kind of a little overweight, and have like this, this moment of like, it's either, inspiration or desperation. Like I need to either like do something to get shit or get off the pot. Like, why am I even doing this anymore? Like if this is going to be the path, like it's got to be something that's going to be sustainable for sure. And it's definitely like, it's a balancing act, but good balance is always a little left and a little right. It's never this. That's not really balance, right? Balance takes a little bit of both. So yeah, it's always trying to figure that out. And I think, as you move through your 30s and me now into a whole new decade now, I'm in my 50s now, like, I guess I should change the name to BJJ After 50. I just turned 51 last month. And some days I feel like 50, 51, mostly not though, like not at least maybe how other people would think they might feel at 51. Like I probably feel like maybe how I felt when I was 40 now. I feel a lot healthier. And I think it's about creating that sustainable path for yourself. And I mean, and it's a lot of different things I think that go into it. Like you talk about like that balancing act. It's, like, what does my diet look like? Am I stretching on a regular basis? People always talk about my crazy flexibility. The only reason I'm flexible is because I stretch. There's no secret to it. Like I was born flexible, but I was never flexible. Like as a young martial artist, when I was doing Taekwondo, dude, I could never do like the splits and stuff like that. I could kick high because I had long legs, but I wasn't like a very flexible person. And I definitely never stretched a whole lot. And I don't think most people that practice jujitsu really stretch. I think people talk about it a lot and they have little fantasies about stretching, but they don't actually really stretch. I stretch more than I roll. Like I literally way more stretch than I roll, because I realize that if I'm going to roll, I have to be like really flexible. And I try to hold myself to, like, when I'm going to train, like I'm going to make sure I'm warmed up the right way. I'm going to make sure I'm loose and I'm ready to roll. I don't ever become a slave to my ego or someone else's ego. If I don't ever, like, someone's like, hey man, want to roll? And I'm like cold and I'm just standing there and I don't go, yeah, man, sure. I used to do that shit. And then I would get hurt or I get jacked up, or I wasn't like, my body wasn't ready for this big thing that I'm going to do. Versus nowadays, I hold myself accountable to like, okay, do I want to roll? Yeah. Give me like a few minutes to warm up and get my body loose, especially like if someone else is like all hot and heavy, right? Like they're all like, hey man, they just got done rolling. They're like, hey, you want to roll right now? And they're like, they're just all kind of jacked up and ready to go. And you're like, what? Oh, roll. Yeah. Give me a few minutes. Let me get where you are right now. Cause you can't count on them getting, especially if they're like, maybe not a black belt. You can't count on them like going to your level right now. You gotta, like, they're gonna maybe be a little while. So I need to make sure that I'm ready for that. And I'm also not gonna ever put that pressure on myself that I need to roll with every single person all the time. I don't think that's sustainable as an academy owner. Like you can't like roll, your obligation isn't to roll with every student in every class.